Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. I have some exciting news. I have actually partnered up with BUSR Sportsbook, and we have an amazing limited-time offer just for you. If you're into gambling, check this out. They have a sign-up 150% bonus. That's right. It's only for 24 hours after you sign up. But if you make a deposit within that 24 hours, you'll get a 150% bonus. Put in $100, you get $150. Put in $1,000, you'll get an additional $1,500, up to $2,500. Now check this out. It's not just football because, we're dealing with the playoffs and Super Bowl right now. It goes well beyond just that. We're talking about football, basketball, baseball, hockey, more. Hell, I heard that like in The Sopranos that they would gamble on 2 cockroaches running up the wall. But no, in all seriousness, they even have live in-game betting as well. So don't miss out on this incredible offer. To take advantage of this, check out the description. I'll have a clickable link in there, and I'll also pin it into the tab. I'm Mark Holmes, and I appreciate you guys, and go Cowboys.
Shireen, I was in Dallas yesterday for a couple of hours and trying to get a vibe, just walking. So anybody who looked like a Cowboys fan, did they look happy? You never know. The locals hang out there. There's good restaurants. Work with me while I make a transition, Mom. Anyway,
work with me. Work with me.
Schottenheimer, now the offensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys. You weren't surprised by this at all once they moved on from Kellen Moore. Mike McCarthy's going to call the plays. What's Schottenheimer really going to do?
What's he really going to do?
I think this move, as you said, was predetermined, Mike. I think when he decided to move on from Kellen Moore, philosophical differences, whatever it was, Schottenheimer was already on staff.
Yeah.
And he knew he wanted to call the plays again, and he did that in his 13 years in Green Bay, and he came, and I think there was a little pushback from Jerry when Mike McCarthy came into Dallas for Jerry to say, hey, look, we've got a successful play caller. We're going to give the job to Kellen Moore if you accept this job. I think that was Jerry's decision, and now I think this is Mike McCarthy saying, if I'm going into 2023 under pressure.
Right, let me
do it my way. Right. If I fail, I have no one else to blame but myself. Yeah. But I'll say this, Kellen Moore, two out of 4 years that he was offensive coordinator, they led the league in yards. 1 year, 2021, they led the league in points. He was a pretty successful offensive coordinator, at least in the regular season.
Yeah.
Had some mistakes in the postseason, but at least in the regular season was really good. But to your point, Mike, I don't know that Schottenheimer does anything. It's on Mike McCarthy. And
it's a pretty good job if you can get it.
That's
basically describes what I do every day.
He's going to work. He's going to do some of the game planning.
Yeah.
McCarthy's going to lean on Schottenheimer for certain things.
Run practice.
Yeah, but ultimately, it's going to be McCarthy with some help from Schottenheimer, and they're going to go at it that way. Schottenheimer has been around a lot of different offensive schemes here the last 2 years. He's probably learned a few things. He's always been very good in the run game. I think that's one thing you can look at. And something you said, Shireen, that jumps out to me a little bit is, you're right. I mean, Kellen Moore and the Cowboys offense, it's been very good. I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm always kind of like, but they feast on the weak. It's always like the good defenses, they don't ever seem to show up.
Yeah, they feasted on the...
And we'll see. Maybe
Eagles.
Mike McCarthy and Shotty can bring that element.
Shotty,
he might be able to. I think what you said about Shotty in the run game, that's probably where I would want to see him. Yeah, because you go back and look what he did with the Seattle Seahawks.
Right.
He was good there.
Right.
When he was offensive coordinator of the Rams, he was doing that. Yeah, the Jets too, going back even farther. So, the Cowboys should have a good base with their run game. Now, what running backs they're going to have to do with that, I don't know. But that should still be the basis of their offense. And as long as Schottenheimer's going to be running elements of that, I think they'll be okay.
I think they'll be okay.
By the way, Miles, I will remind you, there are departing flights out of Dallas, and there were people in cowboy hats. So there were some Cowboys fans.
All right.
And I couldn't tell whether they were happy or not.
All right, quick question.
I wouldn't be happy if I was a Cowboys fan. Let me ask this.
Yeah.
I want your opinion on it. Would you have just gotten rid of McCarthy now and gone after Sean Payton if you were Jerry Jones?
I probably would have, considering Jerry's age and how little time realistically he has to win another championship. If you truly want to win a championship, I think that was probably the route to go. This could be another lost season. If you fire Mike McCarthy after 2023, what did you get out of 2023? You just wasted it, and you lost a chance to get Sean Payton if that's the way you wanted to go. I still think Dan Quinn will be the next head coach of this team, and he could still do that after this year. But this could end up being a wasted year for them.
Miles, what would you have done?
it's tough because I understand why you would want to keep Mike McCarthy if you are Jerry Jones, just because there's been success. And it's not like they weren't in that game with the 49ers,
That's
you know?
right. Yeah.
So there have been good things. It's just some of the situational stuff, that's the stuff that bothers me.
The little things that get them over the top in some of these big games. Right.
Yeah, and that's where it's kind of like, Sean Payton does do the little things well for the most part.
You know what?
Ezekiel Elliott, backup center.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to say thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody is having a great Monday. We're going to get open for business here. We're going to thank the football gods, and we're going to check the mic out here.
Mic sound nice, check one. My mic sound nice, check two. My mic sound nice, check three. Are you ready?
Are you ready, Mike? What's going on, man? Did you get your hair trimmed today? Well, damn, you couldn't tell a brother that, hey, Dad, you need to get that shit cut.
I told you that, I think Friday. You said, I'll wait till Saturday to let you know. You never let me know.
I forgot, man. Listen, man, I got a lot of stuff going on.
You told me you'll let me know.
Man, we hired a new offensive coordinator.
But you said you'll let me know.
But I had to focus in on Brian, on Shotzi. I had to fire on Brian Schottenheimer. And then, of course, there was that game this weekend. The Pro Bowl, I had to focus all my energy into the Pro Bowl. That comes that's once a year.
I thought you said the Senior Bowl.
Oh, there was a Senior Bowl too.
Who cares about the Pro Bowl?
But see, the Senior Bowl and then Shotzi was the same thing. But it's the one time. Listen, there's 365 days a year. There's only one day that's the Pro Bowl, and we had to focus in on.
All he cares about is picking off his brother.
Well, you know what?
He said I got that pick in the playoffs.
Ooh.
There's film out there where he missed his assignment.
Oh, man. You know what? Let me say hello. Oh, wait.
This is not the answer.
You seem fired up tonight. You got more. Usually you kind of like chill.
Well, you talking about the Pro Bowl? I got to put somebody on blast.
Oh,
I got to put somebody on blast.
So you're saying had he put that energy in when George Kittle was going across the middle, that maybe we might have had a chance?
If you had caught that ball.
Oh, that was another play.
If you had caught the ball.
But see, he was saving it for the Pro Bowl. He was trying to get his brother. He was looking for Thanksgiving bragging rights.
That's not bragging rights.
No. See, look, yo, bro, I intercepted you, man. He's got that.
Bragging rights is going to the Super Bowl.
Well, they both sitting at home. Hey, they both sitting at home same time on the couch.
Bragging rights is going to the Super Bowl and winning.
Well, neither of you know what they have at their house? That he intercepted his brother. That's what he's got right there. All right, good people. It looks like we're in here fighting tonight. Let me say hello to Gina, Dallas Diva, GDD. What's up, GDD? And then, of course, we know we've got Angelica Baron is in here someplace. There's Miss Hot Sauce herself, Lola. I know I saw Alicia. What's up, Alicia? Uh-oh. The queen is here. The queen is here. What's up, Bella? Saffro 6, what's going on, man? How you doing? Haven't seen you in a while, bro. Did I get all the lovely ladies? Okay. Chris May was the first one here. I am surprised because normally it's Twiz Digga is the first one here commenting like 2 hours before the show starts. I hope he's okay because he ain't here. He's always here. All right, good people. So let's get to the stuff. They were mentioning that Jerry Jones probably he's wasted. Listen, they ain't wasting no time. Reven S.
I mean, they.
Oh, the Super Bowl. What? No, I hadn't heard about this. Well, I tell you what, Reven S. Shout out to you on the super chat.
Take the money out, all of it.
I tell you what, I know who might actually have. Is it the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl, Reven S? I haven't seen or heard about it, But see, Simus, okay, now I want to say a couple things here. What? What do you mean? Oh, no, hold up. No, because you know what? Here's the deal. We are Dallas Cowboy fans. We all want, if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, to win the Super Bowl, unless you were an ultra Tony Romo fan that you would hate to see Dak Prescott lost the trophy, in which case I question whether or not you're really a Cowboy fan. There is so much animosity and hate.
Because I got Sean Payton.
Well, hold on. I'm going to get to Sean Payton. Because Sean Payton already bitch slapped Russell Wilson.
He should.
Okay, but I'll get to that in a second. But hold up.
He's ass.
But hold up. But so there was some stuff that was instigated by Stan. Okay? Stan going through. Yeah, you know who I believe you know who Stan is.
Talking about Eminem's
yeah, well, he's just like it's his twin. Okay? That dude. But trying to basically divide and conquer us Cowboy fans. But see, I realize it's not us that are enemies. It's these guys that are enemies. It's the NBC Sports. It's the ESPN. It's the Fox News people that are coming into the YouTube, okay? Because it's the Wild West now. It's the Wild West. There's thousands of channels being created every minute. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to profit on pissing us off by end up having us fight, by saying stupid shit. Okay? We got Dan Orlovsky. You just look at him and say, that's just stupid shit. It's going to be stupid shit coming out.
We don't care. You got a paycheck.
So it is my job. I have always been Mr. Spread the Mojo, okay? I try and do everything I can to help everybody. Unfortunately, I can't help everybody, okay? I've always been that guy that wants everybody to like me, but I realize not everybody's going to like me. That's cool. But it's not going to stop me from trying to make the place a better world. And sometimes in life, you need to listen to people that you may not like, people that you may not want to deal with, because that is the problem with us now. If you don't agree with me, then we're fighting. Well, guess what, people? We all in this boat together. And if all we doing is fighting, we ain't fixing shit. So it's my job to try and fix stuff. So that's where Simus and I, okay, we did the rope-a-dope. Did a video there together. And you know what I realized after having, this beef and stuff that, this stuff that was said that I didn't know Simus didn't know me, right? Here's the funny thing. You know what the funny thing was, Mike?
What? Well,
talking with him for 15 minutes. By the time that first 15 minutes, this wasn't even on the cameras. I felt like, because he's like 49 years old. He's an old head like me. Yeah. I felt like we were told, two old dudes, okay? If you've seen the movie Life, with Eddie Murphy and, what's his name? Martin Lawrence. We're on the porch at the end of the movie, old friends. They've been through everything together and they just talking. That's exactly how it felt. What? What are you shaking your head for?
He does not look that old.
Well,
he looks like a young gun.
Hey, better living, man. What can I say? What you trying to say? I look like I'm that old?
No, I'm just saying he's.
No, what you trying to say, man?
He looks younger, like my age. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, regardless, that was cool. And somebody is losing their mind right now. Stan is going crazy. He don't know what to do. But here's the thing. Simus is going to be doing. He's basically said that the Cowboys are all in for Vegas, and he's got the numbers approved. So when you said the script, because I can't wait to hear his whole thing, because he's like he teased it with me a little bit. So in the next couple of days, he's going to do that. So I'm going to check it out.
No.
Mike needs damn Gina Holmes. What? Da-da-dun, da-da-dun.
Damn, Gina.
What you mean, damn Gina Holmes? Damn, he putting it out there like that. All right, so
well,
Fixer. Are we talking about Dan Snyder's house? So we got all kinds of stuff going on, okay?
If you want to make it to the Super Bowl, 2 things you need to do: get rid of Zeke and get rid of Tyron Smith.
Well,
because that's money.
Okay, we're gonna get to that too. But now back to Sean Payton. Okay, this was interesting. I was like, damn. Well, let me get my popcorn ready.
Someone need to put foot to ass anyway.
Well, he kind of did already.
Well, he needs to.
So
Russell Wilson's not that good.
Well, here's the thing. Sean Payton was, he was first interview here with the pie scene though. You're right about that. That pie scene was crazy. His first press conference, somebody asked the question. They said, well, Russell Wilson has his own personal coach. Is he going to be allowed to come into the facilities like he's been? And Sean Payton was like, I don't know anything about that, but we have our players and we have our coaches, and that's who's allowed in the facilities, and that's it.
Exactly.
So basically, he's already put Russell Wilson on notice that the bullshit that you got away from, that you used to got away with, is not going to be taken here. We going to do it my way.
That's how it should be.
So he's already put him on notice.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, well, eating glizzies. I don't know if we're going to be eating glizzies together. I don't know about eating glizzies together, Sugar Daddy. But be that as it may. No, it was actually really good. Very insightful. He's had a lot of experience with football, a lot more knowledge than what you know. I mean, he's definitely got a lot more knowledge, and I'm not going to go into all the details and everything else and stuff. But, everybody has their own way of doing things on YouTube. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It's just their own way. My way is a little different than Simus's. Simus is hard-hitting. So he a little bit more raw. So be prepared when you do that. But, it doesn't matter which one of the YouTubers that are out there. Everybody puts in the work to try and bring you the best content that they can on the Cowboys. What?
You got an Eagles fan.
Oh, but you want to hear some shit? I tell you, hold on.
And they're not winning the Super Bowl either.
Hold on.
If Jalen Hurts gets the MVP, they're not winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but are you? You're not going to be here for the Super Bowl.
No, 1999, when Kurt Warner won the MVP, he was last player to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
After that, no one else has won the Super Bowl who has been MVP.
Just
like the Madden cover.
You know what?
Just like the Madden cover.
I got you. But you know what Tracy did? You remember Pumpkin and his wife that came, or maybe you weren't here. He's a Cowboys fan. His wife's an Eagle fan.
I think I met him.
Oh yeah, they were here.
I met him.
Yeah, they went to the tailgate.
Yeah, I met him.
Okay.
Yeah, I met.
And Allie, and Allie's an Eagle fan. So she invited them to come over for the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna be here at the Super Bowl party with 2 Eagle fans. Big Wade.
I mean, it does. You can look at it one way, and I don't think they're going to win. At least it helps our divisional record.
Well,
if you want to be positive,
no. You know what? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put me about $250 through BUSR on the Kansas City Chiefs. They the underdogs. I'm gonna take that money, and you know why?
It's because
because they got a lineage to the Cowboys.
But the other thing too is
they left Texas and became the Kansas City Chiefs. So in essence, that's kind of like betting on the Cowboys.
But the thing is, though, Pat Mahomes' foot may not be 100%.
Well, he got 2 weeks,
and that's the foot that
but the referees are 100%. The referees are 100%. Big Wade, shout out to Big Wade, who says keep Tyron Smith. He was handling Bosa. Now, here's the thing.
Yeah, but he can't stay healthy for a whole season.
That's the problem.
And how much money can get from him?
It depends on how you let him go. If you don't need the money right away, and we know the Joneses ain't signing anybody, unless you believe the script that the Cowboys are going to go all in. You know the Cowboys aren't spending the money before May.
Zeke Elliott, you can get.
All right, so here's
Zeke Elliott, you can get $10.9 million if you make him a June 1st cut. A post June 1st cut. You get almost $11 million for the man.
Wait a minute. James Snyder says, my coworker at work's trying to tell me that Jerry Jones will do what it takes to win a Super Bowl that involves Brady.
Tom Brady's officially retired.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
He said he's not coming back. He officially retired.
Yeah, but he is taking one more year off before he starts his job, in broadcasting.
He has to until the divorce is finalized.
I thought that was already final.
I'll say I don't know.
I think that's already final. No, but he said he wants to make sure he puts in the work to make sure that he's got his stuff together.
Oh, like unlike somebody
else.
Are
you? Oh, wait, careful, Mike. Don't say nothing. You bet not say nothing about Tony Romo.
Hey, I'm not.
You better not say nothing about Tony Romo.
I'm not in trouble at my job.
Oh. Okay, so the Cowboys are looking and needing to get at least $7 million of cap space between now and March 15th. Believe it or not, as we sit here February 6th, do you realize that only 2 weeks and 1 day franchise tagging starts for 2 weeks? That window opens that soon, in which case you got 2 weeks to tag somebody or use the transitional tag if you're going to do it. Super Bowl is less than a week.
Yeah, it's on Sunday.
And then a week and 2 days later, the work starts again. There's no off season. And March 15th, actually the 13th, free agency, legal tampering begins. So there's not much time here. So the Cowboys have to make some hard decisions. I've been doing should they stay or should they go on looking at players. Unfortunately, here's the problem for us. We get emotionally attached to our players.
Not Zeke Elliott.
Well, no, just hold on. No, we do. We still have, a lot of people that are going to be emotionally attached to players. It's just are.
It's Tyron Smith, one of them.
The problem is football is a young man's game. Your best ability is your availability. And we don't want to say goodbye. For me, I wish Roger Staubach could still play. He
had too many concussions. That's
he's also like 70 years old.
He had too many concussions. That's why he quit playing football.
But we can't have them forever. And what the Cowboys end up doing to me sometimes, and I don't have the numbers in front of me to prove it or not, but we always end up running a player till they can't run anymore and they're beyond their prime, and there's nothing left for them.
Yeah, Tyron Smith.
One thing that New England did, besides having Tom Brady, discovering him and developing him into the GOAT, is they would constantly turn the roster over. 30% of the roster, whether we won the Super Bowl or not, is going. We'll take a player that still has value, and instead of paying them, we'll trade them before they become a free agent and get some draft capital back. I remember one year they took a Pro Bowl starting guard during training camp and traded him to the Miami Dolphins. And not only just trading, they would trade with the Cleveland Browns, because this is when the Browns were truly the doo-doo Browns, and get high draft picks because he knew they were going to suck. And that's how they kept building that dynasty. We do good in the draft. We just don't have enough draft picks. And when we lose players, we get nothing for them. A la Amari Cooper. Getting rid of Amari Cooper, if we'd gotten a second or first round pick, hey, that's great. That would be great. But that's not what we do. Des Bryant, we'll just cut him. Demarcus Ware, we'll cut him. And you got great players, some with still tread on them, and you're getting nothing for it. And that's why your team is just kind of stuck there in mediocrity, right? Praying for you, John Burden. What's up with John? New England showed everybody how to manipulate the cap. There you go. And that's right. And that's where we make problems in the cap, where we overpay the wrong people. Some of it's a crapshoot. Sometimes you're just lucky. We're going to be, Dennis R., we'll be here in the man cave. We'll have a watch party right here. Right here, we'll be here. So the thing is you have to look at it from the standpoint of money. And I've got to get this off my chest, because I did not do a video today of the dumbest thing that I've heard today. Okay? I want you to think about this for a second. It's that time of year where any player that is talked about being traded or released, that's a name, automatically, you know what happens. What happens, Mike? You know what happens whenever there's a name out there.
They talk about it.
They talk about them going to the Cowboys. Every named player.
I think you're talking about Dalton Schultz going to Washington.
Well, no, that's us. Okay, that's different. But I'm talking about players that are on the Cowboys. So there's DeAndre Hopkins, for example, okay? So here's the thing.
He's old.
Well, yeah, but hold on. Just listen to me here. So Hopkins, there was a proposed trade, because you're going to get all these proposed trades, that are out there, that the Dallas Cowboys should trade for DeAndre Hopkins. Okay, now just hold on. I was like, okay, and me and prime time and game time. But hold on, prime time and game time and I have talked about this some, with our texts and things, right? Because I look at Odell Beckham. Now let's be clear.
Another guy who's old.
Well, but let's be clear.
And injury prone.
Both of those guys would be an upgrade over what we got last year. Okay, let's be clear. Everybody blames, Dak's throwing interceptions and picks. But it wasn't like he was throwing to filet mignon. It was more like he was, was it chopped liver?
Then we went
no, I'm sorry. Let me not disrespect our wide receiver.
Didn't we win a game with lesser talent in the playoffs? Because last year we didn't win a game.
Well, yeah, we did.
With lesser talent.
We did. But hold on. So when you look at Noah Brown in separation was 2.3 yards of separation, which was 117th out of 121. Michael Gallup was 2.4, which was 116 out of 121. They did not get separation, and their catch percentages were both over 100. Now, Michael Gallup, I think Michael Gallup can rebound. And he got nowhere to go but up. He's got his knee scoped and his ankle scoped this offseason, and you're married to him. You got to hope that he's going to be better than where he was. Let's see if he can at least get into the 50 range, or a little higher would be great, but we'll see. Noah Brown, I think, is, where he is. So we need more talent. When you take the Kansas City Chiefs, when you take the Eagles, bro, both those teams have 6 All-Pros, okay? There's only 28 All-Pros in each conference. 6 of them are on each of those teams. They got more talent than you do. They have the most All-Pro players on each of the rosters than any other 2 teams. They were both number 1 seeds. They won more games. To compete with that, you've got to get better talent. So there's Odell out there who I look at and I say, even Odell, who missed this year, the last several years still are not great numbers. All those years maybe it was Baker Mayfield, but all those years in Cleveland didn't show a lot. It's still, he was an integral piece in with the Rams, but I think he was a product of all the great weapons that were around him. So I look at that, and that's what I was saying to Brian. I'm like, Brian, I don't know. I said, Jerry will sign Odell, and Odell will be, everybody will be happy. Oh, we got Odell and stuff. But, we were happy about James Washington, and James Washington, his whole Cowboy career is one drop, which is about fitting. And so they said, well, I'd rather have DeAndre Hopkins and stuff, and we were saying, okay, if we're talking about a second-round pick, because we don't usually do really well with second-round picks. So, okay, I can see that. But looking at his numbers, he was injured a lot last year. He had like 800 yards the year before, but the last few years, it hasn't been anything spectacular. But this trade sitting here talking about the Cowboys should trade their number 1 and their 3rd pick for Hopkins. I was like,
unless you get Sean Payton, you don't do that.
Oh, I see it.
Unless you get Sean Payton.
no. Hold on.
That dude, the guy's broken down.
I'm just like,
He broke down.
Run amok. This is what he does.
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, wait. I'm like, wait a minute.
Are behind him.
Hopkins had, like, 2 years ago was like 800 yards. We traded Amari Cooper for a fifth, and now you're saying take a first and a third to trade for Hopkins?
Are you stupid or something?
You don't have a number 2 pick where we don't do good in the second round.
I mean, I was just like, no. Fly, Eagles, fly. Ain't gonna go to the Super Bowl. You know what? This is the funny thing. This is the funny thing to me. Fly, Eagles, fly. Because now you guys feel like Jalen Hurts is Peyton Manning in his heyday.
But they benefit.
That he is an incredible quarterback. But,
they benefit from their schedule.
You got the best offensive line in football, bro.
You had an easy schedule.
You've got not just one weapon. You have a multitude of weapons.
Easy schedule.
You've got talent. Yeah, you got 2 incredible offensive linemen, and you got a good defense.
And you had an easier schedule.
Are you telling me that if you took Jalen Hurts and put him on the Cardinals, that they're going to go win the Super Bowl? Because I don't think that you do. And I'm not sure you win the Super Bowl just yet, because I'm putting my money on Kansas City. When we have one good receiver, a tight end who's that's going to be gone.
Yeah, probably to Washington.
A receiver who should be a special teamer as your number 2 leading receiver, you ain't got talent to compete. You're right. If we continue with the same amount of talent like that, Dak ain't going to go to Super Bowl. You get him some weapons like the Eagles. And I'm going to say, Eagles fan, I see you're kind of sparse tonight. I ain't even seen Philadelphia. You guys had a great plan. You guys executed it, and you guys pretty much hit on every single free agent you picked in. What you guys did was literally like getting struck by lightning twice while buying the winning $1 billion lottery ticket. That's literally what you guys did. It doesn't happen that way. Maybe they're making up for all those years that you guys were ass, the football guys, or maybe that's the new script.
Well, that's what they did. Didn't they buy a Super Bowl the last time they won?
Well, they went out, and we can hate all we want, but they were risk adverse. They said we're going to go out and do this. Where we have Jerry Jones who.
Props to the Eagles for that.
I'm going to say Jerry Jones is probably like most people that got older. When you're young and dumb, you do crazy shit. You don't think about dying. You don't worry about your health. You go jump out of an airplane and stuff like that, or jump off the deck onto a table and stuff, like the Bills Mafia and things do, right? Because you're young and dumb. When you get older, you look at that sentence and you say, you know what? I could end up in the hospital doing that. I could die. And you don't do it. So Jerry Jones, who was the maverick, who, hey, let's go get prime time. And his son throws him against the wall and is like, no, it's too much money. It's like, you better take your hands off me, son, because you know what I want.
I think that's a part of leadership.
And we won a Super Bowl, too.
Right.
That have been disappointed to share
with
everybody involved.
Right.
It's a reminder. I, too, have been here 23 years. And it is a reminder. I've been here when it was glory hole day. I've been here when it wasn't.
I want me some glory holes.
Said that, I want me some glory holes.
There you go. Yeah, so I have that perspective.
I have that perspective.
So he's more risk averse, and the fact that he even said it. I don't believe you risk everything for 1 year. I look at playing the long game and, right. I like right where we are, right in the middle. And that's where I question. He said right in the middle. Because you can't say we're making risk because you didn't make any risk last year. What was the risk that you took last year? So maybe you like just being in the middle. Maybe that's the script. I don't. Maybe that's the script. What do you think, Mike?
At least we won a playoff game.
At least we won a playoff game.
Which was better than last year.
And you know, it's
better than last year with lesser talent.
I saw this. Somebody, some of y'all, a lot of y'all share Instagram stuff to me and things, right? And forgive me, I don't respond. I mean, I see them. I don't always leave a comment because it's just like there's a lot of different stuff going on. I got my food channel. I'm trying to eat better and drop as much weight as I can before training camp starts because I got to be I say a fat ass. My wife will say you got an old man ass. You got a fat belly. Okay, so I'm trying to lose my fat belly. So I'm working on that channel. Now we're going to be working on the Red Brick House. I got that stuff going on. And just running and constantly going and doing stuff. But somebody had shared with me an Instagram post. I don't know if it was Instagram or if it was a TikTok. But the person was talking about, he said, they looked at Denver and Russell Wilson being one of those Super Bowl teams. They looked at Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills being that team and going to the Super Bowl. They talked about Justin Herbert. Yeah, you know how they always said, Justin, I'd trade Justin Herbert for Dak Prescott for Justin Herbert at a heartbeat and this, that, and the other. And he said, he talked about all of these teams out here and how great those quarterbacks were and how great those teams were. And they're all sitting at home, right? Russell Wilson didn't even make it anywhere close. But here it is. You would think the only quarterback that lost in the playoffs was Dak Prescott. You would honestly think that there were no other quarterbacks that threw an interception ever in life.
But
it's all focused.
They don't get the clicks.
Fly Eagles.
They don't get the clicks.
Fly Eagles fly. I'm not.
The Dallas Cowboys get clicks.
I'm not going to say Justin Herbert's better than Dak Prescott. You know that when they played each other head to head, the Cowboys beat the Chargers, right? You know that, right?
But
Justin Herbert hasn't beaten Dak Prescott.
No, but wasn't that? Yeah, I thought it was Cooper.
What?
I think it was Cooper that beat him.
Cooper Rush?
Yeah, I think it was Cooper Rush that beat him.
Oh, that's even worse.
That's even worse. I think it was. I think if it was the second game of the season, I think it was Cooper. If it was during the 5 games.
No. That was okay.
But that's still.
But I thought they played the year before. Too.
I think they did the year before. But even you losing to Cooper Rush, that's even worse.
Jalen is a different. And you know what? I tell you what, Eagle fans. I'm gonna tell you right now, Eagle fans. You better not lose the Super Bowl.
Well, if Jalen Hurts gets the MVP,
you better not lose the Super Bowl.
Well, you better not get the MVP.
And I'm going to tell you why, because I'm going to say, I'll be screaming all offseason, and I don't care. You'll be in here. I'm going to call you frauds. I'm going to call you frauds because I'm going to say, you didn't beat anybody. You didn't beat anybody. You didn't beat anybody. You had a cake schedule.
The Giants won.
You beat Daniel Jones
and Mr. Irrelevant.
Brock Purdy was only there for a quarter,
and they had to bring their
and you played Josh Johnson.
Yeah, the 4-string quarterback.
And again, fly Eagles fly.
Oh, and then
you got a great team. If he gets the MVP,
y'all not winning Super Bowl.
It's not because of Jalen Hurts. It's because of the team around.
They just play better
when Micah Parsons said that, he was 100% right on that.
They do play better when he's out
again. And I'm not disrespecting what he did. He had an incredible season, but he had the pieces around him to do it. If you got the best offensive line in football, you can do a lot, flat out. And it doesn't matter who you are as a quarterback. Any NFL quarterback who has the best offensive line in football will do well in the NFL. They just do. Y'all mad. When we beat Mahomes, you'll say we beat an injured Mahomes. No, I tell you what. Fly Eagles fly. If you beat Kansas City Chiefs and the referees, because you got to understand, the referees go with Kansas City Chiefs. I will say, congratulations, you are the Super Bowl champions.
Y'all better, you better not get the MVP.
I will. I'm not going to kiss your ass, and I'm not going to bow down, and I'm not going to do all that. But I will congratulate you if you do that.
You better not get
but
the
if
MVP.
If you don't, the way you guys talk that Jalen Hurts is Batman and this, that, and the other, and tout how great your team is, if you fall flat on your face, I'm going to laugh at you. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. Again, CD, we at least had to play him and the whole offense and everything else, the whole game. They got what, half a quarter?
And Brock Purdy had to come back injured.
Yeah, then he had to come back
nobody else.
With one arm.
They had nobody else.
Not his throwing arm, with one arm. Come on, man. Okay, all right. But again, you know what? Here's the funny. You know what's really funny? There you go. Thank you, Derek Young. What's really funny is as you Eagle fans talk about Dak Prescott sucks, I don't think that Dak, the last 3 times he's played you guys against your great defense, has scored less than 40 points. Am I wrong on that?
The referees,
for a guy that you complain and says sucks. Oh, let me look at that up.
The referees didn't want us to play the Eagles because we would have destroyed them. Because we beat them last time we played them. But, Jalen Hurts wasn't playing.
Let me look.
Jalen Hurts wasn't playing.
Let me double check this because I just want to say because you Eagle fans keep talking about how much Dak sucks. Well, a guy who sucks,
Jalen Hurts never beat Dak Prescott.
So September 27th, 41. January 8th, 51. So wait a minute, 41, 51. How many did we score? What was 40 and 40? Okay, so I think that's 44. Wait, hold on. Wait. Let me do the math here real quick for you Eagle fans. Eagle fans, hold on, because I want to just tell you how much my sucking ass quarterback, how bad he sucked against you. That's 132 points total divided by 3. That's 44 points. 44 points. So, Linda, what's up, Linda? So you're bragging about how much Dak Prescott sucks, but he's averaged over the last 44 games against your team, against your guys. Yo, CD Love. Yo, dude. Keep that up and we'll block you. I'm gonna put you in a timeout right now, bro. All right? That's your warning. That's your warning, bro. And you know what's funny about it? Because I ought to just block your ass now. Because what I tell you what's funny is when somebody comes into my house, this YouTube channel is my house. Actually, it's the people's house because, people like Linda and even Fly Eagles Fly and Gina, Dallas Diva, and Tony Show and all. They're welcome here. They're welcome here. But I love how when somebody comes to my house and tells me what I can and cannot say. If you don't like what I'm cooking in my house, by all means, go eat elsewhere. You know what I'm saying, bro? CD Love, you're new here. You're new here. Let me point out to you, bro. If you're gonna come in here and insult people, I
don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
And by all means, you can.
Bye, Felicia.
There you go. It's a new year. I don't have to take shit from people. Okay. All right, so just these idiots. Now I done forgot where damn. If we can do some shit in the playoffs, it's not like we can't, that we have just wilted against the Eagles. Right? I'd say a 44-point average against the Eagles is pretty good. especially when we had a lack of talent this year. But be that as it may, here's the question. Mike McCarthy seems like he's finally got the keys to the car from Jerry Jones. How you feel about that? Are you happy that Kellen Moore's got? Because I don't know how you feel about Kellen Moore being gone. There is revisionist history that's going on now with a lot of the media saying that Kellen Moore is the greatest mind in football, that Justin Herbert now is going to be great, that he is literally unshackled now. He got rid of Dak Prescott.
Let's see how Herbert does this season. Justin Herbert. Let's see how he does this season.
Well, right. Let's hope
the Chargers
for his sake. Let's hope this isn't Jason Garrett-esque, like when he went to the Giants.
Oh.
We are beginning to see the end of everything that is Jason Garrett-esque.
Well, everybody who was with Jason Garrett is gone.
Brian Schottenheimer. Here's the thing that's actually kind of cool is that you ended up having Brian Schottenheimer here for a year. You have to think that Mike McCarthy has been scheming to get rid of Kellen Moore. Now, he says all the nice things that, had I been hired someplace else, I would have looked at Kellen Moore being my play caller. He's very talented. We just had philosophical differences. In other words, I don't like that damn play you're running over there. That's a philosophy that I don't like. I don't like the fact that you keep changing stuff up and not doing the things that work. That's a philosophical difference. I don't like the way you choke in the playoffs. That's a philosophical difference. And so, Mike McCarthy, you have to understand, like Bill Parcells said, if I'm going to cook dinner, I want to, buy the groceries. And you have to feel like, for Mike McCarthy, this was the only way he was going to get it to succeed because Jerry Jones believed in Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore was here before Mike McCarthy. So for Mike McCarthy to come in and say, I don't like your guy, he's stupid, Jerry would take that as an insult.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Josh, yeah, Mike has a set of keys to the truck. He's got keys to the house. He's got keys to the property. Yeah, he's got keys to everything. Yeah, he does. Anyway. But letting Kellen Moore fail on his own, now Jerry looks at him and says, okay, what do we need to do to fix this? And so he's already got his guy in here and ready to go.
Hopefully it's not like...
Who is understanding what we have here as player personnel. He's been here for a year as a consultant. He knows the players and their abilities, okay? Now, Mike McCarthy's going to call the plays. But here's the thing that's interesting.
It's not like the defensive coordinator situation.
Well, here's an interesting thing that I was sitting here thinking about. Okay. All right. Again, this is all speculation. Okay, it's speculation. But understand a couple of things. Brian Schottenheimer is the son of Marty Schottenheimer. A lot, kiddies. Okay, y'all that are young. Y'all that are young. Grab some popcorn and get around the fire because I'm going to tell you about Marty Schottenheimer and Martyball. Marty had running backs like Christian Okoye and like Barry Word. I mean, these guys were like linebackers. I'm serious. These guys were like, if Lawrence Taylor was a running back. Barry Word and Christian Okoye, they ran the hell out of the football. That's what they were known for.
Your buddy on YouTube, Okoye?
No. Okay. In fact, I'm going to tell you how good Marty was. Marty went to the Washington Redskins at the time. I think they lost like their first 5 games, but he finished the season up 8-8. He turned that team that was losers around. And Dan Snyder decided, no, I'm going to fire you. Biggest mistake he made. Big mistake.
Well, he made a lot of mistakes.
He didn't give the man enough of a chance. The problem with Marty Schottenheimer was they just couldn't win in the playoffs. But he was that running coach. So here's where the tie-in. Mike McCarthy started working for Marty Schottenheimer. He's under that coaching tree. Now, his son is your offensive coordinator. So the question is, did the apple fall far from the tree? Now, when he was the offensive coordinator with the Seattle Seahawks, like you heard in the beginning of this clip here, were actually one of the most dynamic offenses in the NFL. It was the heyday of Russell Wilson. That's when you kept hearing Russell Wilson needs to cook. Now, the 2020 season, they got a lot of injuries. I think Russell Wilson broke his thumb, and so they went downhill. He was the fall guy for the offense. Now, the question is, because it was thought they were trying to run the ball too much, that they didn't use the talents of Russell Wilson, right? So the assumption would be he's a Schottenheimer. He wants to run the football. But no, not today. What I really believe it was, because you have to think about Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll is that old school coach. You can never run the football too much. I think what it actually was, Brian Schottenheimer wanted to pass the ball more. He was the one that wanted to let Russ cook. He wanted to unleash the dragon. Pete Carroll was the one that said, I want to clamp that shit down. I want to slow down the game and the clock and so on. And that's why Russell was out, and that's why Brian Schottenheimer was out. Interesting theory? Just more Philadelphia. Yeah, right. It might be Philadelphia's kids. Cockroaches multiply fast. Dustin, who's crying in the when we're in the bowl again? Who's crying? I ain't crying. You crying?
I'm not watching. I don't think I'm not watching the Super Bowl.
I know what it is.
Why would I cry?
It's almost comical because as you sit here and look at these people, you see Kansas City, Philadelphia Eagles, right? They're there in Arizona, right there, right? This is the Super Bowl week. The Super Bowl week. Yet, what are they talking about? What are they talking about?
The money maker.
The Dallas Cowboys.
The money maker. The Cowboys make people money.
CD Love, I hope you got your shit together. Okay, that
CC Love.
CC. Oh, sorry, CC Love. I guess it's dyslexia. Okay. And seeing CeeDee Lamb with the 2 touchdown pass, I'm surprised that the Dak Prescott haters weren't saying we need to go get Geno Smith because Geno threw a touchdown pass to CD yesterday in the Pro Bowl. But be that as it may, you all are welcomed here on a trial basis, so to speak. If you come in my house with dog crap on your shoes, you're going to get kicked out. You just are. Okay, I know Eagle fans like to eat poop and all that stuff, so they probably have it on their shoes. But you're not welcome in my house with shit on your shoes, okay? Just not. So as long as you follow the rules of the house and stuff, we cool. We cool, okay? All right, so that's my thoughts on Brian Schottenheimer. Now, here's the thing, all this is coming in full circle because I know Big Wade is saying Tyron Smith handled Bosa, keep him depth-wise.
But the man can't stay healthy.
Well, here's my worry. My worry is when you saw Tyron Smith get hurt, where his hamstring ripped off the bone, he was going to the second level, wasn't even touched, right? This offense is going to be different than the Jason Garrett plow over guys. This offense for the offensive lineman, usually a smaller offensive lineman, smaller, quicker, more agile offensive lineman, they have to pull a lot more. They're going to have to hook the lineman, where you're trying to get your head across the body and you're whipping your butt around. You're wheeling your butt around where you're not necessarily trying to hold up for long periods of time. You're getting angles, which means you need to be more agile. It's a lot of quick leg movement. And the question I wonder is, will Tyron Smith's body be able to do that?
No.
That's the question.
He's injury
and then
prone
you look
and
at it
old.
and say $17 million. If you make him a June 1st cut, if you don't need the money right away, you're talking about, $13.8 million of cap savings.
Plus, if you let Zeke go, that's almost 11.
And so
Zeke's almost 11. 10.9.
Right. Well, if you make him a June 1st cut.
Yeah.
If you don't.
Post
June 1st. Right. If you don't, you're only saving about $4 million a year.
Then make him a post June 1st cut and let's get that 10.9.
Or you could restructure. No. But as
Zeke Elliott's old and he's not the same running back.
That's the thing. And that's my trepidation of looking at Odell Beckham.
Draft a running back. Draft a running back.
Well, actually,
because Zeke Elliott passes.
I've thought about that some too, but the problem is we need playmakers, and we can't. If we draft a running back, then that's another position that we can't fill elsewhere, and that's where I almost look at it and say, you need a franchise tag Tony Pollard. It's going to be like $10 million a year.
But
and then we can use that pick on something else. And maybe we say, use that pick and say we're going to trade that to try and bring somebody in. People have talked about Jalen Ramsey, coming in. But the problem with Jalen Ramsey is if they trade him before the draft, I think they still take like a $19 million cap hit. It doesn't really help them to do that. And I don't know that they're going to be trying to sell him for just one draft pick. They're going to want to get some stuff for him. Here's my problem with Odell. On a day that A.J. Green decided to retire. Here's my problem. Okay? Look at these numbers. Last year, 0 because he was recovering from a knee injury. 0. And the knee injury was a knee that they operated on and screwed up.
Yeah, they incorrectly did the operation.
So people will say, 2021 was because his knee was bad. Okay, I get you that. So now we're talking about 21 when they won the Super Bowl. It's 537 yards in 14 games. 14 games, it's only 537 yards. That ain't a lot. 2020, 319 yards. The last time he had a 1,000-yard season was 2019.
In Cleveland.
His first year in Cleveland. So we're looking at a guy who's had quite a lot of injuries every year, who was unable to play last year. Jerry Jones was, we got Odell, and sign him to probably that $13 million we're talking about saving for Tyron Smith. I can't see Odell, unless Odell's going to say, I'll take the veteran minimum, and if I play good this year, then you get me a long term. I don't want to pay Odell more money than I paid Michael Gallup. I just don't see it.
He ain't coming to Cowboys.
That's one of those
talking point.
Well, that's one of those ones that you look at and say, well, that's a Jerry Jones, hyping up the fans.
Yes,
you see, we go out there, we get we take risks. We take risks and get the big name guys. That's what that would feel like. And the same thing about trading for DeAndre Hopkins. If you're telling me it'd take a first and a third, shit. Now, if you were talking about Stephon Diggs and maybe a first and a third, I'd say, okay, I can do that.
I still wouldn't do that.
I might actually say a first and a second because we usually suck with the second and third one.
I don't want Diggs either.
I'd take Diggs in a heartbeat. I'd be, can you dig it, suckers? Can you dig it, suckers? Can you dig it?
How many touchdowns did he have in the postseason? 0.
I'm not going to put all that on him because Josh Allen was looking like some ass, even though the talking heads out there don't say that, because Dak Prescott's the only one that lost. Josh Allen is going in the Super Bowl this week. Oh, no, he's not, is he? Eagles paper changes, that's all. My homeboy about to make him cry Sunday.
Well, let's hope he doesn't win the MVP.
to from.
MVP is cursed.
Now, if you were to say you're going to get Diggs and Odell, I'd be okay with that. The reality is though, we got to do better than a one-legged Michael Gallup and a Noah Brown. You just have to. You have to. And not get any more ass. What, Gina? Okay, Gina, were you saying he's a ass? Damn. Eagle fans in denial. Super Bowl win or not, it's okay to come out the closet. I agree, Marcus Blackman. He is better than Noah Brown, so I don't have a problem bringing him in for the right price. But the question is he coming in for the right price? I can't see Odell saying, I'm going to take $4 million a year. And the same breath as people say, Zeke Elliott, says he'd take a pay cut to stay here. Well,
he ain't taking a pay cut.
Here would be my thing.
I'm not taking a pay cut.
That's what he said, and then his dad supposedly came out and said, nah, he didn't say that.
He didn't say that. He never said he going to take a pay cut.
Well,
he never said taking a pay cut.
Hypothetically,
you cut him.
Best case scenario is
Zeke.
The Cowboys get a cap dead money hit of $5.8 million. I would say, Zeke, we're going to redo a contract, and we're going to pay you $6 million. I want that. Because that's basically what it's going to cost you either way.
I want that 10.9. Give me that.
That's what I'm saying. If you tear up that contract and say we're going to pay you the 6, you'll still get that 10.9.
I'll take the 10.9.
You get you'd get the player and you would still have the same dead money hit.
No, I still want the 10.9. I don't want Zeke. He's old.
Word is Keenan Allen might be available.
Slow.
I would pick him over. Yeah, I'd pick him over Odell too, because you don't have the drama that goes along with Odell as well. Super Bowl opening night was a blast. Odell will not play in Dallas.
Of course he won't.
If we get T. Higgins and draft, okay, that would be great. Okay, I'd be okay with that. That's definitely more talent than we have currently. I hope Fly here Sunday, but I can't imagine we will be hearing from him. Linda, how much do you say you think Zeke will? How much do you think Zeke will come back for? I think his number is he'd probably look and say, I'll come back for 10. But I don't think the Cowboys are going to offer him that kind of money.
Start looking for a new team.
Allen can't stay healthy. And that's my thing, too, is I want people, I want younger guys. I want younger guys that have some ability, that we're not looking and saying, can they overcome their injuries?
What about third string running back? He's actually pretty good. Don't use him.
Everybody is available for the right price. And you have to want, and here's the big question is how bad is the difference of opinion between Josh Allen and him? You don't know how big the riff is. It's that Mod Lola. I want to, oops, same shit. I see when I'm back on here. What happened? Wait, I love weed. What happened? Thomas Garrett says Odell's not coming to Dallas.
He ain't coming to Dallas. That's just another one of Jerry Jones's talking points to hype the fan. Oh, we went Odell Beckham.
Yeah, fly, Eagles, fly. Come on, man. You ain't got to do name calling. Chill out. And fly, Eagles, fly. You know what's funny is, you guys are getting so cocky. I mean, you have your 5 dusty-ass rings. I'm good with the 2 I've actually seen so far. You've only seen 1. Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
And if Jalen Hurts gets
because they might have the influenza flu and might have to be killed.
If Jalen Hurts gets an MVP, that kills y'all's hopes.
Mike, you are 100% right. Jerry Jones, evidently he's writing the script. Bet Odell goes back to New York. Oscar, what's up, Oscar? How you doing?
Odell is done.
I'm with you on that one. I don't think he's got that much in the tank. I don't think
doesn't even want him. They would have signed him by now.
He's still recovering.
They would have signed him when he went up there before. New York don't want him. They
Mark,
want to
an
play
interesting
game
draft
without the
choice
guy.
would be Jalen Hyatt. Right now, we're at 26. I think Pollard would flourish in the new. Well, I think he will too, Linda, and that's why I say you want to tag him probably, so that way you're not committed to that long-term deal, and you can get it. I mean, $10 million is not that bad. You got him tied up, and then we've got the draft picks to do some other things. What's up, Dem Boys Kicks? Jerry Jeudy, interesting. But Sean Payton may want him. I'll take Dez back. Oh my God.
Dez is past his prime. The man's past his prime.
What the hell's going on out here?
Come on, bro. Andy Reid is 4-0 against the Eagles. Ooh.
Well, it all depends on who's getting the MVP.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Kansas City's going to win that one.
Well, then, are you sure that he's not getting MVP?
He might.
Because MVP is cursed. In the 21st century, no one won MVP.
We need to leave
the
franchise tag alone. Coles, here's my thing with Tony. Running backs typically year 4, and this has been 4 with Tony, go downhill after year 4. He's getting some injuries now on a consistent basis. And I don't want to look and say, let's go ahead and sign him for a long-term deal. And 2 years from now, we're talking about him like we're talking about Zeke.
Yeah, Zeke is trying to let Zeke go. When you could have got something for him, man.
If we draft Jalen Hyatt in the second round, it wouldn't surprise me if we picked up Herndon Hooker. Joel, Brian Schottenheimer will be an ally and a confidant for Mike McCarthy. And this is Mike McCarthy's swan song. It's either sink or swim. DeAndre Hopkins, you're going to have to trade for him. Like we talked about, the dumbest shit I've heard today was somebody was proposing that the Cowboys give up a first and a third for Hopkins. And I was like, you're on crack. It takes a year or two to come back from ACL, so I expect Gallup to be good for the upcoming season. I hope so, and that's my hope, but I don't know that I want to bank on, just saying, okay, we got CD, we got Michael Gallup who'll be recovering, and we got Noah Brown. We need a true, because honestly, even if Michael Gallup is in great shape next year, you still need another weapon that's going to help stretch this field. Thank you, Texas Made. I appreciate that, because my son ain't going nowhere. CC Love, if Cowboys would have gotten Philly instead of San Francisco, the Eagles are not in the Super Bowl. That's a good possibility since Dak has averaged 44 points against them. All right, you ready to do a draw in here so we get ready to get up out of here, because we got to get we hitting the road, Jack, in the morning early. All right, let's spin the drum here and let's get a winner chicken dinner for a Dallas Cowboy print. Like I said, Coles, when I read this article, they were like, oh, the Cowboys should trade a first and a third for Hopkins. I was like, man, are you crazy? Are you crazy? What you got there? Who you got there, Mike? How much of it ifs? No brownies. Okay. Smoke 14A. Smoke for ya. He was in here yesterday watching the Pro Bowl. Smoke for ya. Email me, cowboysmark94@gmail. It's right there in the list. All right, Mike, you got anything else going on? Okay. All right. With that being said, get your shot glasses ready. We'll be live streaming on Friday night, of course. We'll be live streaming the Super Bowl, having a little Super Bowl party here. And hopefully we'll see Philly 500 cry. Because, it's been heartbreaking that we haven't been able to see Philly 500 cry. I miss seeing Philly cry.
He'll be crying in the Super Bowl.
I hope so. Thank you very much, as always, good people, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing.